Hello, I'm Professor DaNi, and today's lecture is about creating colors numerically. So we will learn how to use the color picker and how to create the primary and the secondary color in the RGB color mode, as well as the primary and the secondary colors in the CMYK color mode. Okay, let's get started. So the first color mode we're going to explore is the RGB. And you already learned that the RGB color mode has the red color as the primary, green, and the blue color. So the red, green, and blue are the primary color for the RGB color system. So if you're like me, you're probably used to sampling colors instead of typing numeric values for the colors. So you click on a foreground color in Photoshop, then the color picker opens up, and then you usually sample a color, click OK, then you use your brush to paint that color. And this approach works 99% of the times when you're working with colors in Photoshop. However, sometimes you want to use the exact same color on various parts of your designs, and sometimes you want to make sure that you are using a pure red or pure green or pure blue color. Okay, so this color looks pretty close to this one, right? And you may say these two are the same, but are they really the same? Let's take a look. So we're going to click again on a foreground color, which will open the color picker. We will locate where this color is on the inside the color picker window. And we can see that it's pretty close to the upper right corner, but it's not exactly at the top. Now, if we click on the pure red color here on the chart, all right, let's click on the eyedropper and sample it. And let's go ahead and open the color picker. You will notice that the position of this color is further up to the right. Now this is a pure red color. And this is how I know it's a pure red color. Not only because of the position inside the color picker window, but also because I'm looking at the numeric values of that color. And as you can see, the numeric values are set to R, which is red, to 255. Green is set to 0, and blue is set to 0 as well. Now, a pure color is a color that has the full amount of the red, 255, nothing of the green, and nothing of the blue in it. 0, 0. So that is a pure red color. Now another thing I want to draw your attention to is the hexadecimal number right here underneath the RGB values. Now the hexadecimal number is another way of representing this pure red color numerically. It is a binary number, which means that each 2 digits represent one color. So the red is represented by 2 digits, the green is represented by 2 digits, and the blue is represented by 2 digits. And we can see that the red, because it's a full amount, it's marked as FF. The green is marked as 00, and the blue is marked as 00. So the hexadecimal number for the pure red is FF0000. Okay, so I'm going to close the color picker and I'm going to erase what we did here before. So and now we're going to create the pure colors by typing in the numbers. All right, so at this point, I want you to start following along. So go ahead and open Photoshop and we're gonna do this together. Okay, you can pause this video, get ready, and then restart from this point on. I'm going to start now. So, okay, so now we are going to create the red, the green, and the blue, and then we're going to create the cyan, magenta, and yellow, which is the secondary color in the RGB color mode. So, to create the pure red color, you click on the foreground color to open the color picker, and then you're going to look at these values, the RGB values. Now on the color picker we have hue, saturation, and brightness. We also have red, green, and blue channels, and here on the right we have the CMYK channels. We're going to use this setting for the CMYK color system, but right now we're working with the RGB color system, so we're going to use these settings right here. So make sure that the hue is checked. You don't want to check this, you want to make sure the hue is checked. In fact, you don't need to do anything here. You're just going to type in numbers in those text boxes. All right, so let's go and start creating a pure red color. To do that, we type in 255 for the red, we type in 0 for the green, which is already our settings, 0 for the blue, then we click OK. We switch to the paintbrush and we draw a line here at the top. Now your paintbrush settings may look different from mine, and that's okay. My brush settings are set to 90%. I'm using a hard brush, and my brush size, it's 90 pixels. Okay, yours could be different, that's okay. As long as you just draw a red line, then you'll be fine. All right, so let's go ahead to the next step, and we're going to create the pure green. And I'm going to click on the color picker again. And here I'm going to type a 0 for the red, 255 for the green, and 0 for the blue. Okay, so now this is a pure green color. You know it's pure green because you can see that we don't have anything of the red and anything of the blue to interfere with the purity of this color. And also you can see that the position of the green on the color picker window is at the far right area. Then go ahead, click OK, and draw another line. Excellent. Next we're going to create the pure blue. Click again on the green foreground color to open the color picker, and now we're going to type in 0 for the red, it's already there, 0 for the green, and now we're going to type 255 for the red. Notice the hexadecimal number, 0000FF. Click OK, draw a line. Very nice. So you see how by using pure red, pure green, and pure blue, we have created the primary colors for the RGB color system. Next, we're going to create the secondary colors. Now let's think a little bit about how the secondary colors are created. Well, we know the secondary color is the mixture of two primary. So for example, if we mix the red and the green, we get yellow. If we mix the green and the blue, we get magenta. And if we mix the blue and the green, we get cyan. Okay, what does that mean? That means that we have to have the full amount of the red and the full amount of the green so that we can get a pure yellow. All right, let's go ahead and try that. So again, I'm going to click on my color picker, and I'm going to set up my red value to 255, and my green value I'm going to set to 255, and I'm going to set my blue value to 0. All right, and that's what we get. We get a pure yellow. Click OK. And draw your pure yellow. And that's the first secondary color that we have created. Very nice. Next, we're going to create magenta and cyan. Okay, so again, we're going to click on the color picker. And let's create magenta. And we see the magenta is a mixture of the red and the blue. So I'm going to have the pure amount of the red, the pure amount of the blue. So red is already set up. So we want to have nothing of the green. So I'm going to type in 0. And we're going to type in 255 for the blue. All right, so 255 for the red, 255 for the blue, and 0 for the green gives us a pure magenta color. Click OK. And draw a line. Beautiful. The last secondary color we want to create is the cyan, which is, as you can see, a mixture of pure green and pure blue. So again, we're going to click on the color picker. And we're going to have nothing for the red, 0. The full amount of the green, 255. And the full amount of the blue, 255. The hexadecimal number is 00 for the red, FF for the green, and FF for the blue. And then click OK and draw a line. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? All these pure colors, primary and secondary. Now, how about creating the full amount of all colors? Now, if we have the full value of all channels, the red, green, and blue, what color would that be? So if you remember from the lectures earlier, we said that in the RGB color system, the mixture of all colors is going to give us a white color. So if we mix all colors together, if we put all colors together, we're going to get pure white. And if we take all the colors away, we're going to take pure black. All right, let's create the pure white color. Okay, so this is what we're creating here, that area. So right now we have our numeric values are set up to 255 for the blue, 255 for the green, and all I have to do is type in 255 for the red, and guess what? Now we got a pure white. Now because pure white, it's the base color, notice that the position of the sample on your color picker is the far left. That's where the pure white is located. And I'm going to click OK, and you can draw a line across all of them, because you can draw the line here. We're not going to see it, but you can see that that's a pure white color. Excellent. So that's how we learn how to create colors numerically in the RGB color system. Next, we're going to explore the CMYK color system. So, okay. So we're going to hide this, and we're going to go to the CMYK color system. Okay, so in the CMYK system, we have a different arrangement of colors. So the primary is a cyan, magenta, and cyan, magenta, and yellow. And the secondary are the green, blue, and red. So another important thing when you're working with the CMYK is you have to be in a CMYK color mode to begin with. And let's check to see what color mode we are on right now. Now to check your color mode, you go to Image, Mode, Color Mode. And as you can see, when you go to image mode, we're not in CMYK. We are in the RGB color mode. So we need to switch. Now we didn't switch before because RGB is a default setting for Photoshop. So we were originally in RGB color mode. so we didn't have to switch. But now we have to switch to a CMYK color mode. And in fact, when you do the exercises, you are going to use two different files. You're not going to work on one file. One of your files is going to be in the RGB color mode, and the other one is going to be in CMYK color mode, because you cannot have two different color modes in one document. You have to create two different. Now, for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to switch to a CMYK color mode here in this document. But for your color charts, you're going to have to create two different documents. All right, so I'm going to switch, and I'm going to get a warning message. Do you really want to switch? Yes, I want to switch. I don't want to merge my layers. And it's going to give me again, oh, but you're switching. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to switch. So now we're in the CMYK color mode. Great. Now here, we don't use color lights, but we use color inks. So we're going to work with percentages of color inks instead of pixel percents. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to go to my color picker, and we're going to take a look at what we have. Now we said that this time, since we're in CMYK color mode, we're going to use, we're going to work in this area. We're going to type in the numbers for the cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Okay, so in the cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, the primaries are cyan, magenta, and yellow, and the secondaries are green, blue, and red. All right, so let's start creating pure cyan. And to create a pure cyan, you're going to type in 100% for cyan ink. And then you click OK. I'm going to draw a line. Very nice. Next, we're going to create the yellow. Just like before, we're going to set the cyan to 0. Magenta is going to be 0, and yellow is going to be at 100%. And the K is going to be also at 0 because we don't want any darkness from the black. Click OK. Draw a line. Next, we're going to create the magenta. And the magenta has to be set up the cyan to 0. So we don't want to have any of the cyan. We're going to set the full value for the magenta, which is 100%. And we're going to set the yellow to 0 as well. So 0, 0, 0, 100 for the magenta. Click OK and draw a magenta line to see the color. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so that's how we created the primary colors for the CMYK color system. And next, we're going to create the secondary. All right. Now, as you can see, the secondary colors are created of mixture of two primaries. So cyan and yellow are going to give you green, magenta, and cyan are going to give you blue, magenta, and yellow are going to give you red. Okay, so I'm going to create the blue color here by mixing magenta, pure magenta, and pure cyan. And my magenta is already set at 100%, and I'm going to type in the full value for the cyan, and that's going to give me a blue color. Click OK. And there is my blue color. You notice how it's a little darker than you probably expected. Well, that is the blue color you create by mixing these two color inks. All right, let's continue. And now we're going to create pure green. And as you can see, the green is a mixture of cyan and yellow. So I'm going to set the magenta to 0, the full amount of the cyan 100%, the full amount of the yellow 100%. Click OK, and now you have your pure CMYK green color. Good, and last we're going to create the last secondary color, which is red. And that is a mixture of the magenta and the yellow. So we're going to set the cyan to 0 here. Magenta is going to be set to 100%. And click OK. And that's our red color. Very nice. All right, so we created the primary colors, cyan, magenta, cyan, yellow, and magenta. We created the secondary colors, and now we're going to create the mixture of all colors. So if we mix all colors combined in their full amount, what color do we get? Bam, we get black. All right, so let's try creating this black color. So to create a pure black, we need to have the full values for all colors, and that's going to be 100 for the cyan, 100 for the magenta, and 100 for the yellow. I want you to pay attention to what's going on here. This should be a pure black, right? But is it really a pure black? Notice the location on the color picker. It is almost to the, it's pretty down on the left and low, but it's not right at the corner, is it? That means this is not exactly a pure black, but it's very, very dark gray. All right, if I want to create a pure black, I need to set the values for the K, which we know represents the black color. So I'm going to set the K to 100% as well. And notice what happened now. It jumped to the lowest left corner, and now we have a purest black we can get by mixing all the colors together. Click OK. Draw a line. Very nice. All right, so this is how we created the primary, the secondary, and the mixture of all colors. All right, and these are the numerical values for cyan, magenta, and yellow, red, green, and blue, and the black is cyan 100%, magenta 100%, and yellow 100%. Let's take a look at the RGB color. Okay, so the reds, 255, nothing of the green, nothing of the blue. And you create the primary using the system, the secondary, and to create pure white, you have red, green, and blue at their purest values, highest amount, and that is 255 for the red, 255 for the green, and 255 for the blue. And that's how we create colors numerically. So please go ahead and try this on your computers, and you're going to do this again for your next assignment. Goodbye.